Good evening and welcome to our contemplative worship service. We invite you to settle in, take a breath, and place yourself in a spirit ready to sit with God. If you have a candle nearby, you are invited at this moment to light your candle. As we remember that God joins us when we come and worship. And now we will start with a song.
When you send your spirit, they are created, and you renew the face of the earth. When you send your spirit, they are created, and you renew the face of the earth. Send your spirit, they are created, and you renew the face of the earth. When you send your spirit, they are created, and you renew the face of the earth. Come, Holy Spirit. Send your spirit, they are created, and you renew the face of the earth. When you send your spirit, they are created, and you renew the face of the earth.
We continue with Psalm 45.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
My heart overflows with a goodly theme. I address my verses to the King. My tongue is like the pen of a ready scribe. You are the most handsome of men. Grace is poured upon your lips. Therefore God has blessed you forever.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Your throne, O God, endures forever and ever. Your royal scepter is a scepter of equity. You love righteousness and hate wickedness. Therefore, God, your God, has anointed you with the oil of gladness beyond your companions.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Your robes are all fragrant with myrrh and aloes and cassia. From ivory palaces stringed instruments make you glad. Daughters of kings are among your ladies of honor. At your right hand stands the queen in gold of Ophir.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
I found these beautiful words in this song in the website of Hunter A.E. Hunt Progressive, and I thought these are so beautiful that I need to share them with each of you. So let us read them, and as I read them, think about them, and then we'll have a time to reflect deeply about them. Beautiful presence, how can we name you? Words are too small for the one who is all. How can we speak of your gentleness in us, the warmth of our hearts in response to your call? Beautiful presence, ocean of love, strong as forever, soft as a dove. Words often fail us, but this we know true. You live within us as we live in you. There have been times of spiritual blindness when error and pain have distorted our sight. Beautiful presence, you were there with us to show us how darkness can turn into light. Nothing that happens to us will be wasted. All of our living is grounded in grace. Gently you take down the walls of division, leading us on to a larger place. Let us stay some time at this part in the service and ponder these words in our heart. The contemplative service in the spirit of Taize has the idea to offer us an opportunity to open our hearts and make out of our hearts the space and the time for God to reveal God's beauty. So after singing that beautiful song, let us open our hearts and let God play within what is in there in each one of us. We are going to read from the Gospel according to Mark. If you notice, if you have been following the lectionary, now we move from John to Mark again. And let's see what Mark has to say to us through his writing of the Gospel. And I'll be reading on the 7th chapter a few verses from there, from the New Revised Standard Version. Now, when the Pharisees and some of the scribes who had come from Jerusalem gathered around him, they noticed that some of his disciples were eating with defiled hands, that is, without washing them. So the Pharisees and the scribes asked them, "Why do your disciples not live according to the tradition of the elderless, but eat without defiled hands?" He said to them, "Isaiah prophesied rightly about you hypocrites, as it is written, 'These people honors me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. In vain do they worship me, teach human precepts as doctrines. You abandon the commandment of God and hold to human tradition.'" Then he called the crowd again and said to them, "Listen to me, all of you, and understand. There is nothing outside a person that by going in can defile, but the things that come out are what defile." These are the words that Matthew wrote so many years ago, and they are here for us this evening. Let us ponder them, let us think about them, and let God speak to us.
invite you now into a time of prayers, of thanksgiving, and of intercession. We give thanks this day for you, O God, and for our life, and for the lives of those we love. We pray that you will protect those who are not vaccinated and those with whom they come in contact. Give them the wisdom to choose wisely. We pray that if they become ill, you will wrap them in your healing and your comfort. In your mercy, O Lord, hear our prayers.
Kyrie, Kyrie eleison.
Loving God, we are thankful for the teachers, the doctors, the leaders that you have given us. Open our ears, our minds, our hearts, so that we might hear these prophets. Guide us in the ways that lead to life. In your mercy, O Lord, hear our prayers.
Kyrie, Kyrie eleison.
Gracious God, we celebrate your love for us, the freedoms you have given us, the bounty which we have received. Help us to remember the words of Paul, who reminds us that if our brother and sister is being injured by what we do, we are no longer walking in love. Help us to do those things that care for all our brothers and sisters. In your mercy, O Lord, hear our prayers.
Kyrie, Kyrie eleison.
God of beginnings, you created this world and called it good. At times, we treat it as if it is our own personal garbage dump. Remind us that it is yours, and help us to respect this world and all the gifts we receive from it. In your mercy, O Lord, hear our prayers.
Kyrie, Kyrie eleison.
And now, in the spirit of the songs and prayers that we just shared with you, let us read the Lord's Prayer written by Tom Hall, a member of the Jesus Seminar, and found in the rexaehuntprogressive.com website. Eternal Spirit, source of all that is and ever shall be, loving parent in whom we discern heaven, may knowledge of your holiness inspire all peoples, and may your commonwealth of peace and freedom flourish on earth until all of humankind heed your call to justice and compassion. May we find the bread that we need for today, and for the hurts we cause one another, may we be forgiven in the same measure that we forgive. In times of trial and temptation, help us to be strong. When life becomes overwhelming, help us to endure. And thus from the yoke of sin, deliver us. May you reign in the power of human love, now and forever. Amen. And so we are going to start closing this time of reflection and contemplation with a benediction for the journey. May the God you see in all the colors of creation arouse in you a sense of awe and wonder. May the God who is sacred presence be real to you. May the God who is a source of inspiration and courage keep calling you forward. May your God go with you and bless you. Amen.
Go now in peace, never be afraid. God will go with you each hour of every day. Go now in faith, steadfast, strong, and true.